Welcome in to Artists in Action Spring Reveries exhibition. The 44 art entries you see here are currently on display at Elsinore Framing and Gallery at 444 Ferry Street in downtown Salem. Each spring, Artists in Action presents a fresh artistic challenge to Salem-area artists that results in an April exhibition. The theme for AIA's 7th annual springtime event is Spring Reveries. This year, they called for engaging works of art that conceptualize either spring or spring reveries, or both. Art that explores the dreamy and contemplative spirit of spring. They invited artists to submit works that evoke daydreams, fantasies, abstractions, and the trance-like moods inspired by the season. The show focuses on moments when the mind wanders and nature's renewal sparks imaginative lights. Artists were encouraged to explore the interplay between the tangible and intangible, using color, form, or texture to express the fluidity of thought and feeling that define spring's magic. AIA's latest approach to judging and awards continues for Spring Reveries. Rather than traditional place awards, they recognize those artists whose artwork exemplifies the event's theme in multiple categories. They believe this method stretches the creative muscle, promotes a winning balance between newer and established artists, and distributes the kudos and prize money among more individuals. The following best awards were bestowed by a qualified, unaffiliated judge, and this year's judge was longtime Salem artist Ruth Orshell. Critiques considered general art and design principles in addition to the corresponding category. Spring Reveries, Best of Show, Best Representation of Spring, Best Representation of Spring Reveries as a concept, Best Botanical Composition, Best Spring Landscape, Best Still Life, Best Abstract Art, Best Use of Unconventional Materials, Honorable Mention, and People's Choice. The opening reception night coincided with Salem's First Friday events on April 3rd. The People's Choice Award will be granted based on the votes each piece receives by gallery attendees voting for their personal favorite. Once the exhibition is ended and the votes tallied, the announcement will be made via AIA's website and the artists notified directly.
Hello, my name is Ruth Orshel. I am a local artist here in Salem, Oregon. I'm very honored to be judging this show. Um, Thank you for that opportunity. I grew up in East Germany, in East Berlin, and was able to experience a lot of different artists and art. Since my family is a family of artists, I was able to experiment with a lot of different materials. After I moved here to Salem in 1998, I started painting, and that's my passion now. I work mostly with acrylics, but also do a lot of collage and mixed media pieces. My art can be seen at Stephanie Gallery here in Salem and at Bush Barn. Piece is the honorable mention, and it is called an offering, done with watercolor and ink pen, and it's by Drew Burley. And I really like this piece because all these spring flowers come out of something. It looks like an old statue. Out of something stone and old comes some new life. It is really well done with the watercolors and the ink, and it just speaks to me very much. The best representation of spring goes to this piece. It is called Spring Tohi, and it's done with acrylic on birch penna by Marnie Jeffers. And to me, it really represents spring. The composition is well done with the flowers, a bird, and some tree blossoms. Could be a cherry tree. The soft colors, the greens in the background, it really speaks spring to me. So that stood out. So yeah, I really like this. Congratulations. Here we have the award for the best landscape, spring landscape, and it's called Fresh Start. It's watercolor and done by Karen Stainsby. I really, really like this painting because the composition is just, I think, on spot. How you have the different areas, not the same width. The feeling of the fresh green and a little bit of dark clouds give you really the spring feeling. And also, there's another focal point, but it's not too in your face. The main areas are really the spring landscape, and I really, really like it. It speaks a lot to me. So this is the best representation of spring reveries, and it is called Country Colors. It's watercolor and done by Olga Walmsley, Santiago. This painting gives me the feeling really that you can gaze over this landscape, can see the fresh starts coming out, the new colors. There's still a little bit of, the tree without leaves that suggests it's the spring landscape, and it draws you in. It draws you right in through this composition. So this is a piece for best abstract art. It's called Blossom Sweet. It's done with acrylic paint and different markers. So done by Kathy Sparks. I really like this. It's very fresh. It suggests like new life. The complementary colors are wonderful in here. All the loose marks. It's just really, really refreshing. And you see that this suggests it's flowers. It's still abstract enough. Yeah, I like how this has just suggestions of flowers that makes it really an abstract piece. And the contrasted colors are wonderful in this. I chose this piece for the best botanical composition. That is Hellebore Awakening #3, done in pastel by Diane Trevette. This, to me, is really a very classical composition. You can see the rule of thirds. The focal point is right in one of these areas with lines leading to it. It's supported by these really soft spring colors. And that's why I chose this piece, because it's really beautiful and it's a great composition. So this one I chose for the best use of unconventional materials. It is called New Life by Cameron Covey. I'm not quite sure what material she used. It looks like there's fiber in there. There is some fabric, some felting. And I think it's a wonderful piece. It represents a bird sitting in a nest, which is all about spring and new life. And I find it a fascinating little piece. This one is getting the award for the best still life. It is called The Hunt is On, watercolor and gouache, and it's done by Elaine Rumford. I think it's really sweet how these eggs have been arranged under a plant. I'm assuming those are eggs because the hunt is on, suggests the Easter egg hunt, and that represents spring for sure. Yeah, and I really like the watercolor, how the plant is done, and these colors of the eggs kind of repeat themselves in the foliage and the background and the flowers. It's a wonderful piece. So this piece I chose for the best of show. It is called Her Solitary Hour. It's done in watercolor by Carol Eustace. I chose this one because I feel like really this is early spring. You can feel the warmth of the sun coming through. You can take your coat off and just look over the landscape, the water, and you can still kind of feel that it's cold out there. But she is surrounded by little flowers, or maybe she's even spring herself. And I also like how she's gazing out in what might come with spring. And that's why I chose this piece. It also has a wonderful composition. Your eye leads you right back here into the background and up to her head, supported by these flowers and stems too. So yeah, I think it's a wonderful piece.
So there you have it, the award winners for this year's Artists in Action Spring Reveries exhibition. Congratulations to them all. And thank you to all the other participating artists. And remember, the People's Choice Award is based on the tally votes from all of you who visit Elsinore Framing and Fine Art Gallery at 444 Ferry Street in downtown Salem. Come in during the month of April and vote for your favorite. And again, thank you, and see you all next year in 2027.